All right. If you don't know who I am, I'm Armand Rosamilia. I am a full time author of crime, fiction, and horror. And I've been doing this since got my first story published in 1988. I was a senior in high school. That was about a billion years ago. Very old. And I have been a full time author for 14 years. 14 years able to make a living out of making stuff up, telling lies, however you want to call it. And I have devised for myself a simple way to look at it. So I know as a new author, I always looked and I was like, oh, I got to write a 100,000 word book. 100,000 words, that's a lot of words to write, especially when you have a blank page in front of you. So for me, I break it down now into, okay, well, maybe a chapter's 1,500 words. So if I can write a chapter, I'll be happy. Okay. Now I look and I go, what if I can write a page? It's about, say, 500 words. Then I'm happy. So all I got to do is write 500 words. And then write another 500 word page. And then another, so that you kind of break it down that way. So years ago, about 12 years ago or so, I started dating a woman who was a commercial property manager. And she was all about numbers. And she said to me, we just started dating. Spoiler alert, I married her. We've been together for 10 years now. Married for 10 years. Together since 2012. So basically, she's like, how many words do you write? And I said, oh, a lot. I write so many words. She's like, no, I mean, like, do you have a number? Do you keep track? I said, no, why would I keep? I'm creative. I don't need to keep track of that. I don't need to keep track of how much money's coming in. I don't need to keep track of anything. I'm just going to keep writing books and magic. People are just going to buy billions of books, and suddenly I'm going to be a millionaire. And who cares about all this other stuff? Reality is, no. So she's like, well, why don't you have like a spreadsheet? And I said, oh, I don't know how to do spreadsheets. She's like, well, what if I made you one? What would your goal be? And I was like, 400,000 words in a year. That would be a pretty darn good year. So she's like, okay, so then let's break that down into daily goals. And I'm like, oh, all right. So 400,000 words divided by 365. I never count leap year. Leap year is an extra. Every 4 years, that gives me an extra day of just writing. Anyway, 1,096 words a day. That's what my average needs to be. 1,096 words a day. Which is that's not hard. That's basically, it's 2 pages. You jump into maybe a little bit into a third page. And I was like, you know what? Let's try it. So we put it together. I started using it, and I liked it. I liked the fact. So I was like, she's like, color code it, and I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, well, it's just a really boring, spreadsheet. What if you hit your day's goal and you made it bold? What if as you're going down, as it's adding up, because it basically gives me the date, gives me how many words I've written, gives me how many words I have on the year. Then I have another column of every week. How many words did I get? Those 7 days, and then every month. And so I was like, you know what? If I hit 500,000 words in the year, I would have to write. Let me look again. Even though you can't see this, it makes sense. It makes sense to me. If I was gonna, so I would have date, then my words today, my running tally, and then my daily average. And so as long as the daily average was 1,096 words, Okay. I could basically I'm just gonna hit the daily average in bold. If I averaged 1,370 words a day, that would be 500,000 for the year. I did it in purple. And if I did, which I've never done, if I did 2,749 words a day, that would be a million words for the year. That would be more than twice what I normally write. So we put this spreadsheet together. She put this spreadsheet together. And I loved it. I was like, okay, all I gotta do is hit this 1096. And I would have really good days. Some days I wouldn't have a good day, but I would know, I had years where I hit it, I think every year but one. And it was a very, very bad year with personal stuff. So I wasn't worried about it. That's just like 2, 3 years ago. Not worried about it. But I looked at it and I'm like, you know what? Even if I don't hit my 1096 today, maybe my average dipped and I'm not at 1096 average, I'm going to dig 1060 or something. I know it gives me that little push over the next 2, 3 days. Not necessarily the next day, I got to write 10,000 words, but that little push to get those words back. And I have a year to hit that mark. And so that has definitely helped me to look at it long term like that, but then in those little chunks of writing. And so that's kind of how I break things down. Okay, that's how I look at it, and it just helps me because if you're looking at I got to write 400,000 words this year, it's panic time, you know. And those 400,000 words, so I'm putting 63,000 word crime thrillers out. I'm putting 50,000 word horror books out. I write a lot of short stories, between 2,500 and 5,000 words. I write a lot of flash fiction, up to 1,000 words. I've written a bunch of drabbles, which are exactly 100 words. So I'm writing everything and anything. I just love writing. I love sitting down and coming up with an idea and figuring out how big, how long can this be? And that's for me, that's the fun of it. And it just all fits into those word counts. I don't count if I write an email, I don't count those words. I don't count a blog. I don't count writing being a special guest and writing an entry or something. I'm talking about writing that I can sell. And I am blessed because most of everything I've ever written has sold at some point. Now I'm sitting on about I don't know about 100 short stories right now that have not sold, and probably about half of them I've not even sent out. And so I'll come up with an idea and I'll go, you know what, I'm going to write a short story today. Maybe I'm a little behind on my word count. Maybe I'm not feeling this book or whatever I'm writing right now. And also, I don't write just one thing. So, like, I literally have like 4 novels that I'm working on, 2 novellas, and like 4 short stories. Now, if there's a deadline, I'm going to hit those mostly, but I can write 2 or 3 different things in the same day. So for me, it's the excitement, it's the challenge of how many different things can I write. So right now I'm co-writing 2 different books with 2 different authors. And so probably about every other day, one of those is due. So the one of them, the we're doing about 1,300 word chapters. The other one we're doing about 2,300 word chapters. So just by writing those, say 6 days a week, I'm getting my words in if I don't write anything else. So for me, I'll get a day where they both have written, my co-authors have both written a chapter the day before or that early that morning, and I jump in. I'm like, you know what? This is 3,600 words or whatever I'm going to write today. This is like 3.5 days worth of writing I'm going to knock off right here. I try to take the weekends off if possible. Saturday is the only day I really get to see my wife for a full day. She doesn't have work. She doesn't have any personal things she has to take care of. So it's just the 2 of us. So I try to take that. On Sunday, she's at her mom's all day. She helps out with her mom. And so I'm here, but I'm like, I don't want to do this 6 days, 7 days a week. Sundays usually, hey, you know what? Hey, the Raiders are on. That's my team. I'm sure they're going to get their butts kicked as usual. Since I was 12, they've been awful. I'm still going to watch the Raider game. If it's baseball season, I'm still going to watch my Boston Red Sox. Whatever hair I have left on my head is going to be pulled out. It's happened many times. I try to do other things. I try to read. I try to do some emails. I try to, watch YouTube videos, whatever. I try to relax. And even doing that, because I'm getting so far ahead and I'm writing like almost 10,000 words a week, Monday through Friday, that really helps me. So that's kind of the thing. So that's how I write 400,000 words a year. I will get into the specifics of what I do on a daily basis. I'll do another video probably in the next couple of days as well that we can all just love and enjoy. Do me a favor, please. Hit the subscribe button. I'll follow you back. We're all in this together, all writers, all readers. We really just need to follow each other. So do me a solid, as the kids say. I don't know if the kids say that. And just do me a favor, just follow me. It's not going to hurt you. It's not going to cost you anything. It's basically going to help me build up this YouTube. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, if you'd like me to do follow-up on specific things, I would absolutely love that. I would be delighted to do this. But meantime, watch some of my other videos. I got a lot of different things, and I'm glad you sat down and watched this one. I appreciate it. Hit the subscribe.